you guys, I figure I'd teach you how to be able to make some pork chops and I'm gonna teach you how to make some rice. So make sure you do refer back to my video on how to be able to make rice. I'm making rice and pork chops, something quick and easy. Unfortunately, it's not healthy, but it's most definitely is good. Sometimes it's okay not to cook healthy things, but we are gonna try to stick with healthy things. What you want to go ahead and do is just go ahead and clean off your meat. Most definitely always clean off your meat. You can get you some good pork chops from your local grocery store, and just always make sure you clean your meat up. Just wipe it with some water. And then what I like to do is I like to always have a little plate to be able to put it on after I rinsed off. And I like to clean as I go, especially with meat. You always want to make sure that you really not cross-contaminating or nothing like that. So make sure that you're being really clean with the meat as you clean it also. So go ahead and just wipe that off. Go ahead and already have you some, I like to use Kroger's bag. I like to recycle or whatever, Publix bags. Go ahead and throw that meat container inside of that Kroger's container. Make sure once you get done cooking it, you just go ahead and just throw it away outside if you can, because sometimes the meat from the blood from the meat can make the actual bag stink. So let me just take this over here. Now what I'm gonna do, you need a hefty bag. I like to always have a hefty bag because this makes it so much easier. First, what you want to do is go ahead and put some salt on your pork chops. If you don't like salt, you don't have to have salt. I mean, I just like to always season it. You always want to make sure you season your meat so it can taste good. And sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, I forget to season it. So if you don't season it, it's still gonna be okay. Then what I like to do is make sure you have some flour on hand, and you also will be needing some oil. What I'm gonna go ahead and do is put you on your skillet with some oil inside of it, so it's getting hot while you're preparing the meat to be cleaned and stuff. So as soon as you get it clean, you dip it in the flour. You can be able to just cook the meat because your grease will be hot. And make sure your grease is hot too before you put it in the actual grease. Okay, so what I'm gonna go ahead and do, oops, I like to use, this is my little thing for corn on the cobs to hold it, but it makes flour so much easier to get out. So I just kind of just put my flour inside of the hefty bag. I put a little bit first, and then I put one of the pork chops in there, and then I start putting a little bit more flour in there also. Okay, so then I'm gonna put another pork chop in there, and then put the flour on top of that. And I'm running out of flour. I know I got some more in the cabinet, but we're gonna make this work for now. Just go ahead and put it all in there. Put that over to the side. Go ahead and wash your hands. And make sure you throw your plate inside of your little Kroger's bag too, because you're gonna be throwing that out also. And again, like I said, make sure you clean up as you go. That makes it so much easier, okay? So what you gonna do is go ahead and zip up the hefty bag. I like to, when I'm shaking up this bag, I like to do it over the sink. Because you guys, one time I didn't use hefty. I love hefty. I used Ziploc or something. And I'm just shaking away, and all the freaking flour got everywhere. So make sure when you shaking, you also doing it in the sink. You can also do this with like a Walmart bag or a Kroger's bag. The only thing about using bags is sometimes they got holes in it. So just make sure you double your bag if you use it like that. So go ahead and just give it a good shake. And see, this is why I love hefty, because I would never have to worry about nothing coming out of these hefty bags. But that's why, again, do it over the sink just to be on the safe side. It's always be safe than sorry. Once I get them nice and coated, I'm going to go ahead, and I know my grease is not hot. So I'm going to let my grease get hot. And once the grease get hot, I'm going to come back at you guys once I put the actual meat in the skillet, okay? Okay, so what I did was I checked on my rice. It's doing really good. And the thing that I do when I'm cooking pork chops, I like to put some of the flour inside of the grease to make sure it's ready to fry. Because like I said, you do not want to put this meat inside of the grease if it's not ready to fry. So I just kind of sprinkle a little bit. And see, you see how it's sizzling. So that means it's ready to go inside of it. And I just kind of get a little bit of the flour off. Just kind of just shake it a little bit. And then just lay it right in here. And don't throw it in there, because I ain't gonna lie, when I used to be young, I used to be so freaking scared of the grease, and sometimes I still be scared of the grease. So try not to throw it in there and then you won't get burned. But if you throw it in there, you most definitely will get burned. Shake it off, and then just lay it right next to that. But make sure they both have enough room to be able to cook. Let me get my fork. Scoot that over a little bit. And what I like to do, you guys, I like to go ahead and stick a couple holes in this meat just to make sure it cooked good. And when I get on the other side too, I stick holes in it too. And just be gentle and be careful. You know, this is hot grease while you adding your holes, because that makes it cook. And then once I turn it on the other side, I'm gonna add some holes too. So just let it cook, let it turn brown on the other side, and you're gonna be able to tell once it turned brown. Just check it. And then once it turned brown, turn it on the other side, put some holes on the other side, and then cook that side. And just for time's sake, I'm gonna go ahead and just wait till it cook, and then once it cook up, I'll come back at you, okay? Okay, so what you wanna do is, since it's cooking, just check the bottom of it. Just kind of move the bottom around, because you don't want it to stick to the pan. So always make sure you move it around instead of just like leave it just sitting in there. And you can see it's turning brown, but it does need to cook a little bit more. Once it turns brown, again, go ahead and flip it to the other side. Go ahead and check on your rice. Stir that up. And so far, you're good to go. Okay, so what I did was I turned it on the other side. You see how it's brown and crispy. This is how it should look. Again, go ahead and stick a couple holes on this side, because I'm telling you, this makes it cook a lot easier. Make sure you're being careful, because this is hot grease. You know, be very gentle. You don't want to be burning yourself just because you're putting holes in it. But this will ensure that you don't have to worry about it being undone. And if you want, you actually can take it kind of down to 7. I got it on 8. Don't have it too high and don't have it too low, because you want it to be able to cook evenly. Okay? So let me let that side cook, and once that side get done cooking, I'll come back and let you see how it looks. When I'm cooking pork chops, I like to actually turn them back on the other side just to make sure they cook, because I'm like a stickler. I like to make sure everything is cooked. I don't want no red meat jumping off of my plate, so I make sure everything is cooked. Once that side gets finished again, it'll be completely ready. Go ahead and get you a hard, I like to use plates, like not a paper plate when you're putting your actual hot meat on, like a paper plate. Don't do that, because it's going to burn it. So just use an actual plate. Go ahead and get you a paper towel on top of the plate, because soon you'll be taking it out, and you're going to just lay it on top of that plate. Sorry, you guys. Okay, so my pork chops is ready to be taken out. What I'm going ahead and do, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and put it on this plate. I got a plate with some paper towels on it so it can be able to drain the grease. And take it out slowly. Again, you don't want to get burnt. And just lay it right on top of there. Just kind of let the grease drip. Okay, turn your eye off. And what I like to do is go ahead and put some aluminum foil over my pork chops so they can stay hot. And there you have it, you guys, pork chops. Hopefully that helped you cook some pork chops. If it did, please let me know. If you will, please make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. Bye, you guys.